Okay. I liked her structure. Her pieces was clear. I liked that she had a relation to the band, so that made it more interesting. And she definitely had everything organized and everything was set up so it was very understandable to the audience. So everyone knew what was going on. And it wasn't like all over the place. It was really planned. I liked that PowerPoint because it was like pretty straightforward and there wasn't too much writing. It was more pictures, which is better. And I like the end because we all got a CD. So that's cool.
All right. The introduction's okay. I'm always a little worried when people use the video clips because people sometimes sit back, they get disconnected with what's going on. They're not always sure what it is they're supposed to be getting out of the video clip. And so I don't think it's the best way to get things started, but it was okay. Your topic is very clearly identified. I like the little cartoon logo that they got. I assume that's the band's logo, and I thought that that was effective. It's very well organized. You've got it structured together. So, and it's pretty easy to follow all the material that you've put into the speech. I do like the idea that you're doing something with a personal angle. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, I think that it gets a little too personal on some things. For instance, the whole thing about all the individual members of the band. You know, if there were some interesting stories about how the band came together or something unique about how they decided what their sound was like based on who the individuals were, that would be the thing to focus on. But you give us a list of whatever it was, 8 band members, you give us all of their names, you tell us a little bit about each of them, and my guess is none of us is going to remember many of the names later on. And we might recall a little bit of their faces as we're looking at it. What's more important is to tell us how who's the key part of the band, how does it affect the music, what should we get out of this? Unless you're trying to create a cult of personality, I don't really think that you get much out of telling us about each of the individual band members. Talking more about the band and the music, I think that that's a little bit stronger, and you do that more in the later parts of the speech. And I think that that might have come first, for instance, talking about why they selected this kind of music, how it fits into the way the music scene exists right now. I would not have picked a funk band to be opening for Two Live Crew, but I guess that works a little bit. Two Live Crew, they're not the one, Bitch Better Have My Money. That's another band, right? They had that other song that was something I can't remember.
Band in America.
Yeah, they were outdated 18 years ago. I'm just trying to remember when I heard of them last. It's just kind of interesting, and I like the sound. You see, I think that's when I think you would want that video clip in, is when you talk about, I want to introduce you to this band, Ginger, and the kind of music they play. Here's a good illustration of some funk music, and then play the little clip, and I think it would integrate in a little bit better. I'd agree with Courtney. I liked all the pictures of the guys and the way they're shown up there, but I just don't think it's important for us to have all that other stuff. That's not the stuff that's interesting for us about the band. What's going to be interesting is the music and how they're breaking and how they're getting into the scene, and I think that that's where you want to emphasize the content. But it's nicely organized, and everybody likes getting a freebie at the end, so that's always fun. But you ought to have your exit figured out a little bit more, because I heard you say, that you were done while you were passing stuff out, and I don't think anybody else realized that you were done at that particular point, and then you kind of have to stop and end the speech again a second time, and that's always awkward. All right, thank you.